filled out my application. I'm through to interview, totally thrilled. I've hunted out appropriate clothing, turned up, prepared to be grilled. They start softly. Tell me, can you think of a time when something didn't quite go to plan? I muse for a moment, preparing, then smile and say, yes, of course I can. I'm present, I'm listening, I'm focused, I'm determined I'm not going to freeze. I'm wishing I hadn't worn hold-ups. I can feel that they've slipped to my knees. How do you ensure quality in all that you do? Well, I have no clue, I admit, but I'm going to have to come up with something, because quite frankly, I wouldn't give a shit. What are your personality traits? I talk about loyalty, dedication. I don't mention that at least twice a month I'll come in still pissed. Fridays will be spent nursing a hangover, and the deadline you gave me, missed. What transferable skills do you have? Well, I've learned how to set my status to look like I'm always online, whereas I'll have been in the pub for an hour on my second bottle of expensive red wine. I say I'll be hard-working, committed, and I will be till 5 on the dot. Then that thing I promised to do, chances are I've already forgot. The question, what attracted you, comes up. What made you apply for this? Well, I don't say it quite so directly, but the job sounded like a big piece of piss. Instead, I say, I identify with your company values. But do I heck mean what I say? Truth is, you're paying enough to cover my mortgage, and I can be back in time to watch Home and Away. What will you bring to the company? Well, most of the time in meetings, when we're chatting through ideas for our next big winner, I'll be nodding and looking alert, yet thinking, what shall I have for my dinner? I'll be on a conference call with you, but not listening. Instead, I'm on mute, making a nice cup of tea. But then I'll hear a question come up, and oh damn, it's been addressed to me. I'm sorry, I'll say, the line's bad. I heard nothing after my name. Could you repeat it so I can just catch the detail? And you'll have to say it all over again. What can we expect from you? Well, likelihood is I'll inadvertently click reply all on an email, which bitches and calls you a prick. And then at Christmas, I'll try to snog you, and then dash to the loos to be sick. You ask about my personality. Am I spontaneous or more of a planner? I say I'm more of a free spirit, really. One who skives off to watch Homes Under the Hammer. So it's time to tell the truth of what I'd actually do in these scenarios that you've given. And if it comes over a little facetious, well, I do hope I will be forgiven. In scenario 1, I'd have said, oh bollocks. In scenario 2, I'd have said, well, he's a dick. In scenario 3, I'd have cried in the toilets. In scenario 4, I'd have called in sick. In scenario 5, I would have blagged my way through it. In scenario 6, I'd have admitted defeat. In scenario 7, I'd have handed in my notice. In scenario 8, I'd try Control-Alt-Delete. In scenario 9, I'd have asked for a pay rise. In scenario 10, I'd have turned up late. In scenario 11, I'd have blamed a colleague. In scenario 12, I'd have said, oh, it were fate. In scenario 13, I'd have turned to vodka. In scenario 14, I'd have said, oh, I didn't expect this. In scenario 15, I'd have told you to stuff it. In scenario 16, I'd have said, are you taking the piss? So you email me to reject me with something so generic it doesn't even bear my name. And I must admit, I'm disappointed. I wanted it. To not get it's a shame. But it's time for me to move on, to do something with passion and drive, something I can really commit to, where I'll stay till at least 5:30.